All right, let's take this across to an expert voice that's joining us right here on ET Now. Anil Yashwant Tipnis, former Air Chief Marshal, joins us on the phone line. Thank you very much, Air Chief Marshal Tipnis, for being with us. This is indeed a very, very solemn moment, and this is indeed a very proud moment for India. How do you assess the significance of what has happened? The fact that the Indian Air Force and, attempts to let the Indian Air Force invade space had been resisted so far. We're making a change there, and the Indian Air Force was deep inside Pakistan and could bust a huge terror training camp.
I think there's a paradox, definitely, because the Indian Air Force always had the capability to what it did early this morning. The only thing I think the go-ahead was always missing, and we were hesitant to go across, not because of lack of capability, but because that we were always, as a mature nation, wanting to show that we are always acting with restraint. But I think restraint beyond the point shows weakness, and unless we take care of ourselves, nobody else is going to. Everybody abhors terrorism, and I would say that, when they have been carrying out these attacks against us on Indian territory, and Kashmir is very much an integral part of India, it is an act of war. And I think we must recognize this and make the world understand that any acts which are to the medium of terrorism, but against a state, they are acts of war. And therefore, whatever action we will take, it is certainly legitimate. Now, in this instance, we have attacked targets in POK, which is our territory, illegally occupied by Pakistan. But should the need arise, and as I understand, the main headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed is actually very close to Lahore, which Pakistan has recently asked them to vacate. But these guys always raise their Hydra head somewhere else. So if we have to attack them there, because these guys are there, as long as we cause harm to them, we destroy their capability in terms of manpower or weapons or ammunition, I think we have every right to do it, and we must make the rest of the world understand this. I think we are already there making the world understand this, because all countries, even before this attack was launched, were in total harmony in denouncing the acts against our Central Reserve Police Force, including the United Nations.
Air Chief Marshal Tipnis.
Yes. Yes.
No, Air Chief Marshal Tipnis, my question to you, sir, also is that this is an action that India has taken. We weighed our options, and I agree with you. For the fear of escalation, we could not act. We had to strike back. But what sort of retaliation do you expect? For now, at least, Pakistan is making the noises about, responding in kind. And in some way, that's ironical, because first, India said it was a non-military preemptive action. So first, Pakistan tried to deny it completely. They were delusional. Now they are saying that they will respond to this aggression. In some sense, it seems to be a confused Pakistan speaking right now.
Well, certainly, the first reaction to any of this is denial. The same tactic that they used earlier on when we had done the surgical strike. And this tactic is used because otherwise, how can they explain, how can they justify non-action from their side? The population would say, hey, listen, what goes on? We have been harmed and we do nothing. So they said total denial. Now they tried the same tactics here initially, but they realized that, beyond the point it was impossible. Because I think the extent of harm that has been caused and the number of people that have been killed, all terrorists, and the importance is that there has been no collateral damage. That means nobody other than a terrorist seems to have been killed. I think it was a great, great achievement. And they found that, as the hours passed, not days, but as hours passed, that, hey, listen, their charade cannot continue any longer, and now they're talking in terms of retaliation. So we have to understand, even I'm sure, it's not only the military commanders, but even our politicians and our the foreign service realize that if we take any action like this, there is every possibility of a retaliation. Now, we have taken an escalatory action. We lost 40 guys. We have made them lose, I understand, more than 100 people. So they may say it's disproportionate. No, it is not disproportionate. I think a retribution is a legal right. There has to be, punitive action taken, and that punitive action is extremely successful. Now, if Pakistan, let's say there are many, many sane voices in Pakistan, including in military service. And there are many veterans, particularly from the Air Force, who have tried, because, it's the army that rules. They are the sole voice over there. And many retired chiefs, in fact, somebody like our Marshal Azim Singh, they said Askar Khan, Air Marshal Askar Khan and Noor Khan, who was the chief in 65, both have said that, listen, going to war or trying to think that you can win a war against India you're living in a fool's paradise. We have to change our approach to how to deal with India.
Okay.
And I think this realization has come, and we have to yes.
No, I will quickly read out a statement that China seems to have made at this stage, and they are actually advising the sides to exercise restraint. In some sense, if there were to be an escalated conflict, my own sense is that China and the US will have to get involved in some sense. You've now got one of the major players saying exercise restraint. Is that what the sane voices are those the sane voices that one should heed to? And how much of a factor is China going to be in this in this India-Pak play?
Now, I'm not a diplomat, I'm not from the foreign service, but let me tell you this. When China says use restraint, and when this action has been taken against Pakistan, I think it's a major victory for us. Because I would have expected China to denounce India, because they gave moral support to Pakistan all along. They in fact have refused to outlaw any of these terrorist organizations, and they have always supported Pakistan, because they would rather have Pakistan fighting a proxy war with us than get involved themselves. And here now they have put on suddenly kid gloves. Earlier on, when they were taking a hardened view, now they're saying that, listen, we cannot go against the world opinion. So it's very, very good for us. And I would say over here, I hope Pakistan heeds this, because it is a message to Pakistan. Hey, listen, we go anything further, please don't expect us to help you. So it's a major victory, I consider. But if they do it, if they're still foolhardy, and they feel, despite their, spite their face, they'll cut off their noses, or whatever the saying goes, they know that if they escalate, we will escalate further. And however far the escalation may go, we are ready, and we will always come the top dog. This message, I think, Pakistan, there are a lot of sane voices. Everyone is not a maniac. And, rabid India hater, they realize that it is not India who is harming Pakistan. It is the rulers in Pakistan who are harming it. Thank you, but I think I have to go, because I have some other appointment now.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. I understand. Former Air Chief Marshal Anil Yashwant Tipnis, thanks very much for sparing time and speaking to us. We're getting you big voices.